Sometimes, the things that threaten a team's success aren't on the field at all. They don't happen under the bright stadium lights, nor in the intense huddle before a crucial play. They happen quietly, off to the side, in moments when no one is supposed to be watching, yet they can rattle the trust of an entire locker room. And here's the ironic twist: these moments often come from the very people expected to set the example. So, what happens when a face of the franchise does something that makes you wonder if lessons from the past were ever really learned? The night should have been nothing more than a smooth ride home and maybe a good night's sleep. But for Myles Garrett, the night took a different turn, literally and figuratively. Just hours after landing in Cleveland, police pulled him over for driving 100 miles per hour in a 60 miles per hour zone. The timing alone raises eyebrows. Why take that kind of risk so soon after representing your team on the field? The kind of decision that shifts focus from the victory to the headlines nobody wanted to write. Legally speaking, Garrett's next step is simple: a $250 fine and no court appearance. On paper, it's a small price to pay for a moment of recklessness. But in reality, fines like these are rarely just about the money, they're about the perception. For a player of his stature, it's less about whether he can afford it and more about whether he understands the weight of his actions. Fans can't help but remember his history, and that brings us to a memory most Browns supporters hoped was in the past. 3 years ago, Garrett's speeding ended in a terrifying crash when he flipped his Porsche. Back then, he spoke about lessons learned and the need for caution, a narrative that seemed to signal growth and maturity. But here we are, 3 years later, with a ticket showing he was going 40 miles per hour over the limit again. So, Browns fans, does this feel like a harmless mistake, or a red flag waving in plain sight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think about this latest twist in the Browns offseason. And of course, if you want to keep getting the real stories behind your team, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications.